Good day, everyone. My name is Gerard Linnert, Director of Tax and Compliance, and I'm sitting today with Michelle Blichnight, Director of Atomic Accounting. And today we just want to have a quick overview of this latest SARS SMSs that everyone's receiving for their taxes for the 2020 year. And there seems to be a lot of confusion today around what the SMS means, what is the content of it, and what you should do. So today, myself and Michelle just wants to go over that and just cover it. So welcome, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Hi, Gerard. Thanks for having me. I look forward to sharing with everybody. So the controversial SMS that's caused a whole lot of chaos in South Africa at the moment. First thing I'd like to point out to people is, so SARS is trying to make it easier for people to do their tax return. That's their objective. And they've taken a look at your income and determined what your tax liability should be. And they've sent those SMSs out according to that. So firstly, if there's a minus in front of the amount, it means you're due for a refund. If there is no minus, don't get excited. It means you owe SARS money. So from my perspective, approximately 80% of my clients who've received these SMSs, the figures are wrong. Sadly, they're wrong. So what I'd recommend is make sure you get in contact with a tax practitioner, have them double check before you just accept it, and make sure that they agree with the figures and take it from there to make sure you're making an informed decision on your tax return.
So if someone is to receive an SMS, do they need to action something on the SMS, or is it something that you have to log on to e-filing and do? So there's no, what's the action from, can you reply to the SMS? Well, what is your finding on that one?
Harold, the individual would actually have to log on to their e-filing profile and push the accept button.
So yeah, so it doesn't really make sense to do anything or feel like you have to do something. It's just an SMS indicating to you, according to their calculations, they find X, Y, or Z. So it seems to me it's still much more preferable to just go to your practitioner and ask, is this SMS number one correct? And is the amount that they reflect there correct?
Most definitely, Gerard, because tax is a complicated topic. Approach a specialist, have them take a look and double check. Don't just accept what gets put out there. And you have until the middle of November. So you don't have to be impulsive and just accept whatever's being sent to you. Make sure you're making an informed decision.
Just quickly, what do they base the SMS on? Is it just basically what I've seen, they would have just the information that's been given to them via the RP5, and then maybe if you have a medical and annuity certificate, but as far as I'm aware, there's no other information that they take into account if it's not been submitted. So there might be a circumstance where the whole picture is not being taken into account.
Absolutely. So they're not taking into account, they're merely taking into account your income, which reflects on your RP5. And depending upon where your medical aid is reflecting, if your medical aid is reflecting on your RP5, it'll be taken into account. It seems as if you're privately paying for it, it doesn't seem to be reflecting. We're not 100% sure on that yet, but that's what it appears to be. They're definitely not taking into account travel. So if you've received the travel allowance, they can see the travel allowance, but they have not got record of your logbook or the traveling you've actually done in that time span.
So if you used to in the past claim additional stuff that's not just your basic medical and RA, it still makes more sense before maybe you are due a bigger refund, and to not just be impulsive and accept it and just take that there might be an opportunity for you to just claim more than what they say you owe.
Absolutely. So from what we've checked from our clients that have received messages, 80% of them are due a higher refund than what's being stipulated on the SMSs.
Yeah, no, it makes 100% sense to me. So I understand people are a bit in a pinch at the moment with COVID. They want a refund and they want it quickly. But we still say if you can just hang on a little bit and make sure it's corrected, you might just get a bigger amount at the end the day, and then you don't sit with a situation where, oh, I could have had a bigger one and now you have to jump through hoops to maybe correct your return, and that just additional timelines and information and objections that needs to be done. So yeah, I think just do it once and do it correctly, and let someone who actually knows what's going on have a look for you and check.
Absolutely, Gerard. So what we're also finding is if you just accept it and you discover a month or two later that a mistake was made, a tax practitioner would need to file an objection, which takes 60 to 90 days to get cleared up. So you'll be delaying your fair refund by a lot more time in rather just slowing down and having it looked into first.
Yeah, so no, I definitely agree. So we would, from our side, just encourage each one who receives that SMS, just contact your practitioner and let them have a check and see if your things are correct. And then lastly, just to touch on, obviously with all of these SMSs and emails that people think they receive, it opens the door for a bit of fraud and people trying to take advantage. You mentioned to me earlier that there's some clients of yours that experience the same. Can you just give us a bit of just an example or two from what people are trying to do and what you should not do?
Perfect. Thanks, Gerard. Yes, it seems as if there's been a little bit of chaos with all the messages and confusion going on at the moment. And with that, scam artists have seen the opportunity to also bombard people's inboxes with all sorts of fake emails. So again, if you get an odd email from SARS stipulating you owe this amount, or there's a letter of demand, or you due a refund, click yeah. Don't just accept it. Contact your tax practitioner. We can contact SARS and validate whether it's legitimate or not. So we've had a couple of those come through which we've validated is fake. Don't open yourself to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, SARS will never ask for your login details or your passwords. There's never will be a thing where they need to ask you for a link to be clicked on to pay a refund. Your information is captured on the system. If you are due a refund, it's automatic through e-filing. It will be paid. So we just encourage people not just accept anything. Check with your practitioner first. There's things on emails that you might not pick up, but that's been falsified. So yeah, double check before you just do anything. It's the most wise thing to do. And yeah, if you guys need any assistance with your tax returns this season, make use of our services. Contact us, let us help you. If you've got questions, post them in the links below or send us an email and we'll make contact with you and try to sort out the uncertainties that there are at the moment. But there's some time left, and make sure that you claim your refund that is due to you. So thank you, Michelle, for your time. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. We look forward to having you next time on the, well, let's call it next relevant topic that will be on.
Perfect, Gerard. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Let's help people to sort their taxes out and sort it out the right way the first time round. Thanks for your time, Gerard.
Thank you. See you guys next time.